What's up guys, it's me Olamposi Akonde, and on today's episode of Graphic Growth, we're going to learn the basics of Adobe Illustrator while creating a basic YouTube thumbnail. Now before we get right into it, please make sure you click that like button, smash that subscribe button, and also turn on all notifications so you get notified whenever I release a new video. So without further ado, let's learn Adobe Illustrator. So guys, when you open Illustrator, this is what you should see. Now we want to actually start a design, a YouTube thumbnail. So to start, you can either press Ctrl N, or you can come up here and press File and New. When you do that, you should see something like this. If you don't see this, then something is wrong. So with the name, I'm going to name it Learn Illustrator Tutorial. And the number of artboards, let me make it 2 just in case. No, let me leave it as 1. And for size, the YouTube thumbnail size is 1280 by 720. 1280 by 720. I am going to leave the color mode as RGB and no bleed. So I press OK. When you do that, this should pop up. This is the artboard size. So I'm going to be creating a YouTube thumbnail. I'm going to create a YouTube thumbnail that I will say learn Adobe Illustrator in 5 minutes. So this is the type tool that we're going to use. This tool over here. This is the tool that I use to write words and paragraphs and all that. So I click on the artboard and you see something like this. So for those of you who can't see it, I'm going to increase the size. This is the font size tool here. It's currently at 12 points. That is very small, so I'm going to increase it to 60 points. Now you will be able. Now you can see it definitely. So now I'm going to write Learn Illustrator in 5 minutes. Now that's how I want it to be. So now this is the selection tool. I don't want to type again, so I click on this selection tool and I can easily move it around. You see, I can move it around with this tool. But if it was with this tool, I can only type. As you can see, I can type delete words, or change the color by like this. I'm going to leave it as black for now. So to move it around, I use the selection tool and I want to bring it to the center. Now I don't know exactly where the center is, and we're going to use a very useful tool called the Align tool. So this is the Align panel here. You click it. I'm going to click Align to align horizontal center, align vertical center, and I can see it is at the center of the artboard. Now I want a background. The artboard is currently at PNG, which is no background, and I want it to be like a JPEG. So I'm going to put a red background for now, so I can easily see what I'm doing. So I come here and I drag a rectangle over it. I can see a rectangle has covered what I have written. Now I want the color to be red, so I come over here, click up, and I click the red. Now let's say I want to use another shape. I come over here to this rectangle tool and I right click. That way you can use a bunch of other tools like the flare tool, the star tool, the polygon tool, the ellipse tool, which is circle tool, and rounded rectangle tool, but I'm not going to use any of that for now. Now as you can see that I wrote Learn Illustrator in 5 minutes and we can't see it again. Why can't we see it again? Because this rectangle is in front of it. Now I want the rectangle to be at the back of Learn Illustrator in 5 minutes. So to do that, I right click on the rectangle, go to Arrange here, and click Send to Back. That way the Learn Illustrator in 5 minutes will be in the front. Now I don't like this font on Learn Illustrator in 5 minutes. So I come up here to the fonts, click it, and when you click it, you can search through the number of fonts that you have. You can search through all the various fonts that you have. But me, I know the font I want, so I'm going to type Swiss, and this is the Swiss that I want. So as you can see, the font has changed. Now that the font has changed, it's no longer aligned. So I go back to this align panel, click here, and click here again. Now it has been aligned. Now I want to bring in an image so that this design can look better. I want to bring in an image, the Adobe Illustrator logo. So to bring in an image, you come up here, file, and come to place. When you do that, it will bring this up for you. For some people, it will be as big as this. But if you don't want it to be as big as this, you can just double click this top here and it will be small. If you want it to be big, double click and it will be big. So me, I want it to be small. And when you click place, you can search through your images. Now you can come here to pictures, and if you have pictures here, you can bring in your pictures. But I have pictures in a folder that I want to use, so I'm going to my resources folder and I'm going to search for the image that I want. Now I've seen the image I want, the Adobe Illustrator logo, so I click on it, double click, and you should see this Adobe Illustrator attached to the end of the cursor. So to bring the image in, you just click and drag, and the image should come in. So I want to align the image to center as well. So I click align to center, and it's aligned to center. Now the design is slowly coming together. And I hope you are learning something from this. Now I want this text to be the same color as this AI here. So to do that, I can come over here to this color, double click it, and start choosing colors. Now I want something as close to it as possible, or exactly like that. And I can see it looks like it. But to have a better effect, you come to this place, this eyedropper tool, you click it. Now you put it on the color of the AI and click it, and the color has changed to the color of the AI in Adobe Illustrator logo. Now that I've gotten the color that I want on the text, I want it to have a border around it, like this Adobe Illustrator border, and I want the border to be the same color as this Adobe Illustrator border. So I come to this rectangle tool again, click it, and I draw a rectangle around it. Now like before, it is covering the Learn Adobe Illustrator in 5 minutes. Now to take it behind it, once again you right click, arrange, and click send to back. Now I can see that you can't see it again at all. Why? Because it is behind this red rectangle here. So you right click again, click arrange, and click bring forward. Now we are seeing that there's a little bit of an issue here, so I'm going to take this thing away. Okay, there's actually no issue. I'm going to align this text again. So I want this now you can't see the text because it's the same color as the rectangle. So I want the rectangle to be this color, this brownish color here. So once again, you can either come here, or you can use the eyedropper tool and click it here. Now I can see the color has changed. Now see, it's starting to look a bit better, but I'm still not satisfied. I want this I want another border around this border here. I want another border like this here. So you can either use the stroke tool. This is the stroke. You click it, double click it, and find the color you want. Or to make it easier for yourself, you can come to this eyedropper tool and click it here. But no, that does not work for stroke. So to undo that, press Ctrl Z and to be undone. Now an easier way without doing the stroke is to delete the stroke and take the rectangle tool and draw another rectangle right above it. And I can see you can't see anything behind it again because it is the same color and it is in front of it. So to change the color, once again click this eyedropper tool and click this color. You still can't see anything because it's in front of it. So now right click, arrange, send to back. You can't see it anymore, no problem. Right click, arrange, bring forward. Now you can see it. And I can see that it's a little bit too much. So to adjust the size, the size is a bit too much compared to this. So to adjust the size, click it and come here and adjust it. Same thing for this side, click it and adjust it. Come to this side, click and adjust. Come here, click and adjust. Now that's how to adjust and make. Now that's how I made this border in Adobe Illustrator. Now this design is basically done, but I still want some sweet effects in it. So I want to bring in another image. I come to File, Place, and once again you see this border here, this thing here. I'm coming to search for the image that I want. This is the image I want, so I double click it and I drag the image. That way it comes in. Now as you can see, the image is in. It's showing this is the image of a shocked man. Now if you look here, it is not completely on the artboard. So I select it and align to right and align to bottom. Now it is aligned correctly. Now once again I need to add one more image so that this design can be complete. So I come to File, Place, and I search for my image. Now this is the image I want. So now I want the image to be to cover the entire design, to be all over the entire design. Now I can't just do that because it will cause a little bit of issues. So to do it properly without any issues, I want to zoom out. So to zoom out, I press Ctrl minus again until I've zoomed back, until I'm happy with how zoomed back I am. So now I draw the image. And the image has covered the entire artboard. Now that I've drawn the image, I want to zoom back in. So to zoom back in, you can either press Ctrl plus to do it continually, or you can just press Ctrl 0 to enter once. Now the image is covering the entire design, and I want the image to be at the back of the entire design. So I right click, I select the image, right click, arrange, send to back. Now we can't see the image anymore. How do we solve? And I want to see the image, but I also want to see this red at the same time. Now we're going to use a very helpful tool called the opacity tool. So I click the red rectangle, I come to this panel here, transparency tool, I click it, and I can see the transparency is at 100%. So I click 100%. So I click here and I drag this slider here to however I want. So I want it to be at 54. Now it looks beautiful. It has become more opaque, and I like it like that. It has become more transparent. Now with that, I have taught you how to use some basic tools to make a basic design in Adobe Illustrator. I've taught you how to use the rectangle tool, the shape tool, let me just say the shape tool, how to bring images, how to make objects transparent, how to make borders, how to bring text, how to change fonts, and how to change fonts. Yes. Now those are the basics of Adobe Illustrator. Those are what you will need to make simple designs as a beginner in Adobe Illustrator. So now that we're done with the design, and I want to save it now. How do I save it? I come to File and I click Save for Web. Now most graphic design softwares will click Export, but it does not work like that for Adobe Illustrator. So we click Saved Web. And you can see it's on the preset is JPEG. Now JPEG means image with background. If I don't want background, I can change it to either PNG 8 or PNG 24, but I want it to be a JPEG, an image with background. So I click this thing here. Okay. So I click that thing here and I click JPEG. Now this is the view. You can just click it and view how your design will look when it's outside of Adobe Illustrator. And you can see the width and height that we set. The percentage is 100%. So we just click Save. Once you're happy with everything, you click Save. And just like when you want to bring an image in, it will bring this thing here. So this is how you type how you want it to be saved. I want to save as Learn Illustrator Tutorial. So I press Save. And it will save. Once that thing goes away, it means it is saved. So to view it, come to your Windows, go to Pictures, or wherever you saved it. I saved mine in Pictures. And you go to whatever folder that you saved it in. So I saved mine in my graphics folder. And we are going to find that design now. Now this is the design here. So you double click it to view it. And this is how the design should look. This is how the design will look outside of Adobe Illustrator. Now that we have saved the design, it's time to save our actual work. So to save it, you come to File and click Save. And this is not where I want to save it. So I go to Pictures, click on Pictures, look for where I want to save it. I want to save it in my Illustrator folders and press Save. Then this will pop up and I press OK. And progress shows saving Illustrator file, and it has been saved. Now that it has been saved, we can safely click out of Adobe Illustrator by pressing the close. And this will probably pop up. And if it does pop up, you press Keep Data. And with that, I have taught you the basics of Adobe Illustrator in as little time as possible. Now you should be able to create something like that in Adobe Illustrator. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I'll see you in the next one.